How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at some jersey concepts from my boy Jarosky Designs over on Instagram. I'll have the link in the top of the description. Go check him out. He makes some awesome jersey concepts. And today I have his WhiteOut series to react to. Now, I'm typically not a big fan of white jerseys. I did think it was fitting to wear a white jersey to react to white jerseys. And yeah, I'm super pumped about this. If you guys would like to see some more jersey reactions, show support on this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, leave comments down below, let me know what you guys think, let me know your favorite of the bunch. And yeah, let's hop right into this. Actually, before we hop into this, I just want to let you guys know that about 80% of you guys who view my videos are not subscribed, so it would mean a lot to me if you guys hit the subscribe button, show support. Now, let's hop right into it. So first up, we got the Anaheim Ducks. Now I really like this. I really like the colors personally. Really wish the Anaheim Ducks would just go to these permanently personally. I think this is a really good away jersey. I really like the logo recolorized there on the shoulders. That's really nice. I like the color. I like the purple in the numbers as well. I think that's also really nice. And I like the striping as well. Next up, we got the Arizona Coyotes. This one's cool. My thing is I know they're going to be coming out with a white version of the Kachina, and I just don't see this jersey being it. But it's nice. I think the logo's interesting. Very good job, though, recolorizing it. But I just don't know how much I particularly like it. Again, just kind of like the Anaheim Ducks one. The purple numbering, I like having purple in the numbers there. This is a nice design, though. Next up, the Boston Bruins. I like this. Typically, I'm not a big fan of brown, but actually on white, I think this looks really good. And I think this could even look good on a brown jersey too. Actually, very good job on this. The more I look at it, the more I do like it. I was almost thinking in my head having two brown stripes might be better than having two yellow, but I take that back. I do think the two yellow stripes look really good, and I like the numbers as well. Next up, the Buffalo Sabres. My favorite part of this jersey actually is the two different shoulder patches. I think that's really cool. I really like that touch. The striping's all right. I like the sleeves more than I like the torso of the striping, personally. I like the logo as well. I think that's a cool logo. I wish they did a jersey for that for the reverse retro. But yeah, this one's all right. Calgary Flames next. I think this one's cool. I think personally, this would be a better away jersey than what they currently have, than their retro aways. I'm just not big on the retro full times personally. I think they're nice jerseys. I just don't like them full time. They're almost too retro. I think this is cool. It's very unique designs. I like the yellow stripes on the red stripe that goes all the way down the outside of the sleeve there. I think that's cool. I also like the stripe in the bottom there in the torso, how it's got yellow and white. It just looks different. I think it's really cool. Next up, the Carolina Hurricanes. I like this design. It's very simple, but I like this. I don't like this more than their current away jersey. I really like their current away jersey. I like the Canes text going down the side. I think it's really cool, but this is nice. Chicago Blackhawks is next, and I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. I almost think if they were to actually do this, let me rephrase it. I actually don't think they would do this. This is just too much color. I think as a specialty jersey, maybe, but as a full-timer, I'm not too sure. Also, I almost think the text needs a stroke around it or an outline. I think just having it the way it is almost blends in a little too much to the jersey. Next up, the Colorado Avalanche. I think this one's pretty cool. Not a big fan of that logo particularly, but as far as the colors go, the blue looks really nice, and I do like the burgundy outline. I'm typically not usually a big fan of having striping going up the sleeves like that and connecting. I just don't really like that, but this looks really good. Next up, the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think this is sweet. I really like the stars in the striping. I think that's just genius. I think personally what I would almost like, rather than having stars on the torso, is taking that and just having one thick, bold blue stripe and then having stars in the striping on the sleeve. I personally think that would look really nice. This is just almost too much stars, but I really like the idea. Next up, the Dallas Stars. Now this one's cool because this is kind of like what they did with their reverse retro, but truthfully, I think it's done a little better here. I like that logo, so that's a win for me. I think this would be a cool Honestly, this is almost so much just like the reverse retro that it just is the reverse retro, though the reverse retro just doesn't look as nice as this. I think it's the green star around. I think that looks really cool. Next up, the Detroit Red Wings. I think this one's pretty cool. I am curious though what the other side of that sleeve would look like. You got the wings coming through on this side, but is it duplicated on the other side as well? I mean, I would assume so. I just don't know how that would look. I would like to see it from like a straight on sleeve view, just to see the wings on both sides, just to see kind of what that would look like, because I don't know, it might look a little goofy, but otherwise I really like the idea here. And this would be cool for the Detroit Red Wings, is they need some new jerseys, but they don't want to go too far from their history, and I think this is cool. Next up, the Edmonton Oilers. This one's going to be a bit of a miss for me. I do like that the oil drop's a bit of a different color than the rest of the logo, but I'm just not particularly a huge fan of the striping going on here. I like that you took a different approach, and maybe it's a specialty jersey. Could be kind of neat, but I'm personally not a big fan. Next up, the Florida Panthers. I like the choice of using their old logo. I'm a really big fan of their new logo, but I like seeing their old logo as well. I like the colors. I like the striping. This one's just a very simple, nice design. Next up, the LA Kings. This is bang on. I really like the shoulder patch using both logos. I'm a big fan of that LA logo that they got there on that right sleeve. I think, or on the right shoulder, sorry. I think that one's really cool. I think the Kings need to go to these colors just permanently. My only complaint here is I think the numbers are a different shade of purple than the rest of the jersey. Could just be my computer and my screen in the picture, but that's what I see. Next up, the Minnesota Wild. This is kind of just like their reverse retro. I like this a lot. I think this is really cool. I don't know if they would go to this permanently as a white jersey, but for fun, this is sweet. Next up, the Montreal Canadiens. I think this is kind of neat, not having any red whatsoever. I am a firm believer that I think Montreal should go straight blue all the time. Use the reverse retro for their home. I think this would be a really cool specialty jersey as well, or maybe Stadium Series jersey, just having no red, just white and blue. I think that would be cool. Next up, Nashville Predators. I like this. I like the striping. It's very unique, very Nashville Predator-like. I got no complaints to this. I think it's really, really cool. Next up, New Jersey Devils. I like this. Now, a lot of people don't like the red and green together. I personally don't mind it, especially here. I think this is kind of cool. The numbering, it's almost too much having dark green with the red. It's almost kind of hard to see what's going on there. It's hard. They're just both dark colors, so that's a little tough. But honestly, using just the two colors, I don't know what else could have been done there. So that's just kind of something you can't really get past. Otherwise, I like the jersey. Next up, New York Islanders, and this should have been their reverse retro. They should have went with this design. I really like this. I would have liked to see what it was like if the bottom part was blue and maybe it was switched with the blue and orange. Otherwise, I think this is really cool. Next up, New York Rangers. Bang on, big fan of this. This should have also been the reverse retro. I think this looks really, really nice. I do like actually that the captain logo or the captaincy patch there is a different color from the numbers. I think that's sweet. I really like this jersey design. Good work. Next up, the Ottawa Senators. This is cool as well. Really like this. Very simple, very clean. I like this better actually than their current away jerseys. I'm not a big fan of their current away jerseys. And I think this looks really nice. Next up, the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, I'm not going to like this just simply because I don't like the Philadelphia Flyers jersey designs. I don't like the striping going on down there. I'm just not a fan of Philadelphia Flyers jerseys at all. And since you did keep kind of the traditional Philadelphia Flyers striping, it just makes me not a fan. Next up, the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think this one's cool. I would have liked to see some black, but it looks like you're trying not to use black in any of these designs. I just think yellow and white kind of almost too similar, so that's the only reason I'm not a big fan. I noticed this actually. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, but it looks like you have some outer glow or some outer shadow going on there on the numbers, and I think that looks really, really nice. With also a white, you can actually see that white stroke because of the black numbers. Next up, San Jose Sharks. This is cool. I actually copied this design that he did here on one of my San Jose Sharks, except I used black and blue, which I thought looked really cool. But I think this one looks really, really cool as well. This would be a really fun Stadium Series, or just honestly just a fun jersey in general if they did, for any given excuse to do it. Next up, Seattle Kraken. Now, I think this is cool. I really like this design. He actually has these jerseys for sale with a different Seattle text. So go over to his Instagram. I'm sure you can find it there if you want to buy it. I think this looks sweet. I was actually tempted to, just to support him and just because it's cool. and it would be fun to have in my collection, but I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Next up, St. Louis Blues. I like this on white. Big St. Louis Blues fan. I like the design, as you can see in that one there too. You see the design all the time. I think the stripes are obviously a little different. They don't have the bold one on the bottom there, but I really like these colors. Next up, Tampa Bay Lightning. This one's gonna be a miss for me just for the simple fact of the colors. I do like you trying something different here though, and the lighter blue kind of does imitate a lightning bolt a lot more than their current blue, and their current blue is too similar to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I do like the change. I just am not a fan of the color. Next up, the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is a sweet, clean design. I think Toronto should be using sweet, clean designs. Toronto's not one of those teams that's going to go crazy. I even thought adding gray in their reverse retros was pretty as crazy as it gets for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I really like this design. Next up, the Vancouver Canucks. I was actually kind of surprised that something like this wasn't used for the reverse retro. As you can see there, I am a big fan of their reverse retro. It's actually in my top 5, so I like it a lot. But I think this would be really, really cool as well. I do like the green outline around the whale there. A lot of people hate our whale logo. I love the Canucks whale logo personally. I like this jersey a lot. Next up, the Vegas Golden Knights. I think that logo looks spectacular. I don't even care about the rest of the jersey. Just that logo alone, colorized like that, looks super, super cool. Really like the textures around the shield there. I think that looks wicked. The torso striping, big fan of. I like this jersey. Next up, the Washington Capitals. Can't go wrong. This is just such a cool design anyway that honestly this design cannot be made wrong. I think it looks nice. Last but not least, the Winnipeg Jets. I think this is cool. I do like that you removed the little stripe that comes down the sleeve. As I've mentioned a few times, I do not like that. So I do think this looks actually a lot better than their current away jerseys. I would buy this instantly if they came out with it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. If you guys would like to see another one of these, me reacting to some jersey concepts, show some support on this video. Lets me know that you liked it and I'll do another one. And yeah, that is it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.